So the hardcore update for Remnant from the Ashes came out back on October 31st. Now along with the update, they also released a content roadmap which is frankly pretty vague. However, they did do a Reddit AMA, I don't know, 3-4 weeks prior to this, and I'm going to kind of use my crystal ball here and put things together and basically speculate about what we can expect in the future from Remnant from the Ashes. Hey guys, this is Chris with BNB Gaming. Welcome back, and I hope you're doing amazing today. Thank you for supporting me with your likes, your shares, your comments. I definitely appreciate it, and it definitely helps me out. First of all, let me start and give you a PSA that Remnant from the Ashes was added to Xbox Game Pass. Now unfortunately it's just the console version because I know personally I'd love to play this on PC. However, it does not have cross-save and it doesn't have crossplay, at least at the moment, so I'd have to start from scratch, but honestly I'd be cool with that because I love this game. Now as far as the content roadmap goes for Remnant, as you can see it's kind of vague. I mean, it shows what the spring update, it says courses plus survival, and then it also shows the fall update with a bunch of question marks. Now you might be wondering what exactly is courses. It's actually just the swamp. It's the swamp world / biome in Remnant right now. In their Reddit AMA, they did talk about wanting to add more content to courses, and specifically they talked about adding more dungeons. However, in other areas they did talk about wanting to add more ult kills to bosses and also just add more and more content. So who knows, maybe we'll get dungeons, maybe they'll actually expand the world. Maybe we'll get ult kills for bosses, which also would mean more new boss weapons. So you're probably wondering, what exactly do they mean by survival? In general, survival mode means horde mode. So horde mode is you basically set up defenses and you survive as long as possible. Now this can also mean kind of like Call of Duty Zombies, where you just survive against progressively stronger and stronger waves of enemies until basically you die. Now in their AMA they did talk about a horde mode a little bit. They said they were talking about and planning out a horde type of game mode, but it would have a twist. Now you're probably wondering, will these content updates be free or paid? And this is speculation on my part, but I'm assuming that they will be paid, because they've talked about in the past about having free and paid updates. The free updates having new game modes like hardcore mode and adventure mode, etc., and the paid content being bigger content updates that could potentially have new worlds, new biomes, new enemies, new weapons, new traits, etc. And it sounds like with this content roadmap that's what they're really putting their stake in the ground and saying that we're really developing for this. In the blog post it says Remnant from the Ashes launched as a full-featured title back in August. Over the past couple months we've added Lito's Lab and Adventure Mode, along with numerous bug fixes and quality of life improvements, but we aren't stopping there! Exclamation point. We've been providing free content to expand on the full release, to give our current fans more of what you already love, and to show new players that we are still working actively to improve the game. We see how much you enjoy Remnant and share our enthusiasm for the game, so we're thrilled to stake out our commitment to continue development on more features and additions for the future. Here's a preview of some of the things we're working on. In the next section it says, your hunger for more Remnant has inspired us to continue development on bigger and better features, but these things take time. Our team is going heads down to refocus our efforts on creating larger content updates. This roadmap and our plans for the future are still very much a work in progress. We'll continue to improve the featured content with more details and teasers as they become further developed. We're excited to have you along for this journey, and we can't wait to show you what we have in store for you next year. Now the way this sounds to me is these are going to be substantial content updates that I'm assuming are going to be paid updates. Now you're probably wondering, how much can we expect to pay for them? I'm assuming probably $20, maybe $30, depending on how big they are. Now your next question is, what about the fall update? What is going to be in this update? And honestly, this is going to be speculation on my part because we have a question mark to go on to go on here. However, they did talk about a lot of different features they wanted to add in the AMA. And I'm going to speculate here and say we're going to get at least one, if not two new worlds with this update. And with the new worlds, it's not just the biome itself, it's also new enemies, new elites, new dungeons, new bosses. And when you have bosses, you have new boss weapons. And I'm also assuming new alt boss kills, new world bosses, new weapons, new mods, new traits, new armor sets. Now, along with this, they've also talked extensively about adding more difficulties to Remnant from the Ashes. And they've actually talked about this several times in different patch notes, etc., about different things they've done in the free updates to prepare the way for higher difficulties, plural, so not just one. Now, with these higher difficulties, they want to actually make them rewarding. So to make them rewarding, they actually have to have rewards. So I'm assuming they're working on weapons or new items, etc., like in the hardcore update, that we'll be able to achieve in these higher difficulties. Now, will these higher difficulties come out in the paid DLC? Your guess is as good as mine. Hopefully they'll come out in a free update before spring, but we'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you really want to see them add to Remnant from the Ashes? What do you want? New weapons, new bosses? Let me know what you think. For me, to be honest, I just want more. I'd be happy with anything. Just give me more, because I just love this game. I was playing with my buddies Squeaks and Mr. Carl last night, and it just occurred to me how much detail this game has, how much deep thought they put into this game. Each dungeon has its own unique enemies, its own unique elite enemies, and it's so phenomenal and it's so special. You play a lot of these other games right now and they're so generic. It's almost like they just farmed it out to, like their kids to make a level or something. There's just no thought to it at all. Where this game, you can tell they love this game and they love the experience of figuring out these different bosses, these different enemies, etc. What I'm hoping is they just continue that with this game moving forward, and maybe they can go to the next level with it and give us something that's even more interesting, more special.